Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So today was supposed to be a cover of Taylor Swift's All Too Well 10-minute version, but I have been singing that song for hours. My roommate who is here probably hates me, and I have not been satisfied with any of the outcomes. You can't tell, but I'm sitting down, and it's harder to sing sitting down. And sometimes it's just not a good voice day. Today's just not a good day to sing. But look forward to the All Too Well 10-minute version cover coming soon. So instead I decided to make today a reading from my journal entry video. I wrote this on September 7th, 2015. I was 15 years old. It seems I always ask myself the big questions of life at night. What really happens when we die? What is important? And sometimes it's big questions about my own life. What do I want out of my life? What do I want to leave behind? Do I want to live my life with someone romantically? What is my purpose? Do I want to have kids years down the road, or do I want to adopt? Which still makes them my children, of course. I just wouldn't be the one to give birth to them. Do I want children at all? Why did I go through the things that I went through? Am I missing something? Am I missing the point of life? These are the kind of questions that turn in my mind each night. They cross my mind in the day too. I just focus on the thoughts more at night, I think. I have answers to some of them, I think, but it's never just one answer, and they're always all mixed up. It's either I have multiple jumbled answers, or I have no answer at all. I find myself fearing nighttime sometimes because I know that is when I think these thoughts most and with deep detail. My own thoughts scare me, and that's a scary thought in itself because I will only ever be what I think I will be. I am my thoughts, and if I'll only ever be what I think I'll be, then because my thoughts scare me, I am scared of myself. But I am not always scared of my thoughts. There seems to always be something forming in my mind, more than what I realize, I think. I'm always searching for a different perspective, a different way of doing things, a way to break tradition because doing things the same way for longer than necessary is often dangerous. I'm always looking for a new way to look at things. I think the world needs someone to show us a different view. And the beautiful thing is, we all have different views. I don't think people realize how beautiful it is that there are not two people the exact same in this world. It's beautiful how diverse the world is. We are all different. And that's what makes us all the same. Even though my thoughts often scare me, those exact thoughts are the ones that help me form new ideas, create different, better thoughts. The scary thoughts, like the ones I mentioned earlier, and also more painful ones, I think only some of the thoughts I mentioned earlier are not so much scary as they are nerve-wracking, though. Those thoughts are often the root of great ideas. Not always, but there are many things I think up in this confusing brain of mine that I don't think I'd be able to think up if my mind wasn't as confusing as it is. Yes, I still believe trauma has many great outcomes, but only if you make it so. I realize that there isn't an exact answer to the question, is there more positive or negative outcomes to trauma, for the whole population of people who have been through trauma. You see, it doesn't work like that. It's a question that has more than one answer because the answer is different for everybody. I don't mean because it's each person's opinion, but because it's each person's choice. You let your past control you? Yes, there are more negative outcomes. You use the past to keep you pushing forward, to help you form great ideas, to see life in ways many others are inexperienced with. More positive outcomes. So before, when I said I no longer believed that there are more positive outcomes to trauma than negative, even if I did in that journal entry on a positive note, I wasn't wrong. There were more negative outcomes. For me, I was making it so. The past was controlling me once again, and I was letting it once again. And don't think I think it's easy. I obviously know it's not. For a while there, all I ever thought about the people who were telling me to not let the past take control of you were things like, what do you know? And I'm not going to lie, I still find myself doing that quite often. But I know they're right about not letting your past control you. But I also know it's not as easy as I hear them often say it is. And even if they don't think it's easy, I still feel like they're pushing me to believe that it is. I also think, or even know sometimes, that they have no idea when they tell me to forget. I don't want to forget. What a scary thing it would be to forget, to willingly erase everything that made me who I am today. I think it's scary thinking the thoughts I do? No. It's scary to forget those thoughts, to not think those thoughts. It's scary to throw away every great thing that evolved from those thoughts, every great thing that is currently evolving from those scary, painful thoughts, and every great thing that could one day evolve from only the thoughts I have that would not otherwise be there without the trauma that I've experienced in my life. In all honesty, sometimes I want to forget. Sometimes I'm tired of hearing the voices I do, of seeing the visions that are engraved in my memory. a feeling the pain that will always be there somewhere in me. Sometimes I feel crazy, insane, but those voices, that's what I'm calling them. I don't really know what it is, but it's not actually hearing voices, but it might as well be. It's pretty much me telling myself many things, me believing what the past has made me feel, whether it's true or not. It's probably other stuff too, but what do I know? Those voices also have other things to say. Good things. Better things. Things and ideas and perspectives that I've given in this very journal and my previous journal. They have good things to say that I wouldn't be able to hear if I didn't suffer the bad things first. And I think, after a while, you learn to conquer the bad voice and keep the good voice. So then you no longer have to go through the suffering first. But the bad voice still was helpful because the good voice would have never existed without it. And I don't think I should ever forget how the bad voice made me feel, because I wouldn't know how to help those around me who are going through similar things that I went through myself. The situation is never the exact same, but it can come close. I just don't want to have to constantly feel those emotions. I wouldn't be able to bond as much with those of similar lifestyle as I once led if I forgot what it was like to live it. I think it'd almost be a disgrace to myself and the people around me to forget what once was real, even if it was also hurtful and undescribably painful. It's partially like having the chance to tell a great story but not being able to because you chose to forget it because there were parts in it that hurt you. It'd be such a shame. Sometimes I hurt, and I don't really know why. Things can be going so well, and suddenly a familiar feeling of depression will form in me, or any of the other feelings that cause me pain in some horrid way, and it just kind of sits there for a minute. No particular reason. But I think this happens sometimes because when things are going so well, it seems wrong sometimes. When things are going impossibly well, it feels exactly that. Impossible. I think these moments of familiar emotion is the universe's way of reminding us not to forget, and of reminding us that this is real, that things really can go well, even if they never did before. And maybe it's not the universe's doing, but it's something's, and I'm just glad that something's doing it. Those moments are the moments that remind me to remember who I am, to reminisce on those times without dwelling on them, so better things can grow from them once more. Those times remind me to remember who I am, while I'm walking a different road, in a new direction, to a better destination. What I meet down the new path I'm walking is also meeting me, and we don't know anything about one another yet. What a shame it would be to not have a story to tell.